Once upon a time, in a small village, there was a girl named Carol. Carol loved birds. Every morning, she would wake up early to listen to their songs. She knew every bird by its tune and could mimic their calls perfectly. One day, while exploring the woods near her home, Carol found a baby bird that had fallen from its nest. The little bird was scared and alone. Carol gently picked it up and decided to take care of it until it was strong enough to fly. Carol named the bird Chirpy. She built a small nest for Chirpy in a cozy corner of her room. Every day, she fed Chirpy and talked to it. Slowly, Chirpy began to trust Carol and would chirp happily whenever she was around. As days passed, Chirpy grew stronger. Carol knew it was time for Chirpy to return to the wild. She took Chirpy to the forest and released it. Chirpy flew to a nearby tree but kept looking back at Carol, as if to say thank you. Carol felt a mix of happiness and sadness. She missed Chirpy but was glad it was back where it belonged. Every now and then, she would hear a familiar chirp and smile, knowing Chirpy was nearby, living its life in the wild. One evening, as Carol was sitting by her window, she noticed a group of birds flying in a unique pattern. She recognized Chirpy among them. It seemed like Chirpy was leading the group. Carol felt proud and waved at them. The next morning, Carol woke up to find a small feather on her windowsill. She picked it up and realized it was from Chirpy. It was as if Chirpy had left it as a token of their friendship. Carol kept the feather as a cherished memory. Years went by, and Carol grew up, but she never forgot Chirpy. She often told the story of the little bird to her friends and family. It became a tale of kindness and friendship that everyone loved to hear. Carol's love for birds never faded. She became a birdwatcher and spent her free time observing and documenting different bird species. Her room was filled with sketches and notes about the birds she had seen. One day, while on a birdwatching trip, Carol heard a familiar chirp. She looked up and saw a bird that looked just like Chirpy. It was as if Chirpy had come back to visit her. Carol felt a rush of joy and waved at the bird. The bird flew down and landed on Carol's shoulder. It chirped softly, and Carol knew it was Chirpy. They spent the day together. Just like old times, Carol felt like a child again, filled with wonder and happiness. As the sun set, Chirpy flew back to the forest. Carol watched until Chirpy was out of sight. She felt grateful for the special bond they shared. It was a friendship that had stood the test of time and distance. Carol continued her birdwatching adventures, always hoping to see Chirpy again. She knew that no matter where life took her, Chirpy would always hold a special place in her heart. One spring, Carol found a nest with baby birds in her garden. She remembered Chirpy and decided to help the little birds, just as she had helped Chirpy. It was her way of giving back to the creatures she loved so much. Carol's garden became a haven for birds. She set up feeders and bird baths, attracting various bird species. Her home was always filled with the sweet sounds of chirping and singing, bringing joy to everyone who visited. And so, Carol's life was filled with the beauty of birds and the memories of her dear friend Chirpy. She knew that their story would live on in her heart forever, a testament to the power of kindness and friendship.